morning, everyone. How are you today? Good. See your smiling faces, and if you're not smiling, I guess you need some more coffee, right? Okay, scholarships. I have a personal story to tell you. Scholarships at Cerritos College, we're very, very fortunate. We have a lot of students that receive scholarships each year at Cerritos College, and I know the Chancellor's Office, for a time, they put a cap that there was only going to be 8 scholarships per community college that was given out each semester. Most of the time, Cerritos College reached that cap, and then we had to go back and beg for other scholarships for our other students who were applying. Sometimes they received them, sometimes they didn't, unfortunately. But I have a challenge for all of you in the room to go back to your colleges and really promote this scholarship program. It is so important to your students. Now, I've had a couple of students ask me this semester if there was an income cap, and I don't see anywhere on here that there is an income cap, okay? All your international students, they are also eligible for this scholarship, okay? And I am going to make a call to the Chancellor's Office because I understand that there's some miscommunication regarding who is eligible for the scholarships. And the scholarships are available to all of our students, all right? I want you to give a big push, and I want to challenge you, okay? Cerritos College is challenging all the other colleges at this point in time to try and give out more scholarships than we do, because generally, Cerritos College gives out more scholarships every single semester than any other community college. And I encourage my instructors. I have Jaime Carranza here today, and I know he encourages his students also to fill out the application for the scholarships. And I have 2 of my students here today, and I know they've filled out applications for the scholarships. We discuss it in class, so I don't let anybody off the hook. It's free money, okay? Why aren't we taking advantage of this? I don't understand. But I want you to go back to your colleges. I want you to really encourage your students to fill out these applications. Now, they have to fill out a FAFSA form, and yes, that takes a lot of time, but once it's filled out, it's done. So please, please, please encourage your students to apply for these scholarships. We have money left over every single year, every year. Okay, we should be using this up, especially in these times today. Okay, so that's what I have to say. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, Los Angeles. Woohoo! I expected this weather in Sacramento, not here, so I'm still waiting for the sun to come out. But I leave at 5, and who knows? Well, again, as Carol said, my name is Shelley Harkins. I am the manager of the Education and Research section. I also handle the exam section, original licensing in the Sacramento District Office, the principal office of the Department of Real Estate. I've been there 11 years, and I have been in enforcement, so watch out. Remember that. On behalf of Acting Real Estate Commissioner Barbara Bigby, I'd like to thank the Real Estate Education Center for having us speak today. Now, in your packets, I provided everyone's favorite, the DRE licensing statistics, and there's a nice color copy of the most recent real estate bulletin that is always published online. It is no longer mailed out to save some trees in this state. Today I'm going to talk about the licensing statistics page, our new electronic exam center in Orange County here. Mortgage loan originator, we call it the MLO, the renewal process that's coming up, and some new legislation that was just passed that's going to directly impact the department and licensees. So if you look at the statistics page, it's covering the full fiscal year of 2010 and 2011. It starts July 1st, 2010 through June 30th, 2011. And it's compared to the same time frame from 2008, 2009, and 2009, 2010. So I'm going to kind of just do a brief overview because you can read everything that's in there, but the trends are in the fiscal year 2010, 2011, we administered about 22,000 salesperson exams. That's down about 12% from the year prior and actually up 7% from 2 years ago. Broker exams were about 8,700. It's down 11% from the prior year and down 22% from 2 years ago. Now, the number of licenses that we issued in that fiscal year, 13,000 salespersons and 6,400 brokers. Both of those statistics have gone down over the past 2 years. Renewals, this is a key one. If you see on there the little number that's in the parentheses, that means 60% of those salespersons who were eligible to renew actually did. So there's a big population, 40%, that are not renewing. So about 58,000 salespeople renewed and about 29,000 brokers. Brokers a little more. They're at 77% of them are renewing. Total licenses. The number on total licenses 447,642. Again, that's the fiscal year. I have another number as of a couple of days ago. It's gone down 7% from the year prior, 14% from 2 years ago. And as you remember, the high was in November 2007. We were at 549,000 licensees. So we've dropped about 18% in 4 years. Now, as of 2 days ago, because I get these numbers every single day of how many licensees we had about 437,000. So just in the 2 or 3 months from June, we've already dropped another 10,000 licensees. And a new number that I talked about in the last conferences in February in San Diego and April in Oakland was the approved mortgage loan originator endorsements. And as of 2 days ago, we're at 25,773. That gives you an idea of how many licensees in the state are doing residential 1 to 4 unit mortgage loans out of our population of 437,000 licensees. Granted, some people are also on the Department of Corporation side, so it's not covering the entire group. Okay, new electronic exam center for the students who might be taking the real estate exam. I encourage you to go to La Palma. It's electronic. Your results are instant. Our new electronic exam center opened on September 21st in the city of La Palma. The state-of-the-art electronic facility is located at 1 Centerpoint Drive on the 3rd floor in La Palma in Orange County. The site accommodates 96 examinees at a time at electronic workstations. There are lockers available to keep your items secure, even though you're not supposed to bring them. And the best part is the parking is free parking. Okay, La Palma is the 3rd electronic exam site for DRE. We opened our Oakland District Office electronic site in August of 2009, and the Fresno District Office we opened in December 2009. So if you're not familiar with the electronic system, it's a computer-based system. It allows an examinee to take the real estate salesperson or broker exam, receive your results immediately following the completion of the test. It also qualifies candidates who have submitted a combination exam and license application together, pass their exam. You can be issued a temporary license, which allows you to immediately commence conducting activities. So as long as you submitted the combo application, your fingerprint results are in, if you pass the exam that day, your license number will print out on your paper. And as long as you're with an employing broker as a salesperson, you could get started right then and there. The electronic system, very easy to use format. The day we opened on September 21st, we didn't tell anybody that was the day we were going electronic. And people showed up and we handed them a mouse. And actually, one person said that she doesn't use computers. She didn't want to take it. And we kind of coached her into it. And afterwards, she was very, very happy with it.
Did you pass?
I cannot tell you that. She was happy. That's the key, is when the results come out, we don't look at them. We ask the examinees not to look at them until after they're out of the building, so that there's no crying or excitement or whatever's going on. Take it outside. The workstations contain a computer monitor and a mouse. That's it. No keyboards. The workstation is activated when our proctor scans your driver's license and they scan the barcode on the mouse. When you sit down at your workstation, your name pops up there. You verify it's you, and you start right away. There's no waiting. You read the proctor pitch on the screen. There's no listening to anyone speaking. It's a point and click through the mouse. Other benefits include testing tools. There's a clock that counts down the time you have left on taking the exam and the number of questions that you have remaining. Now, the next electronic exam site is scheduled to deploy in San Diego sometime in November. So right around the corner, we're going to be in San Diego, not at the district office. It's an off-site location. Again, free parking, a building on its own, come in, come out, very, very efficient. And then finally, eventually, it'll be Sacramento. We'll get there. We're last, but we'll get there. Okay, mortgage loan originator renewal process. Bear with me, we're going to call it MLO. That's a lot of acronyms in state government. You're going to hear a lot of them in this part. And if you're not familiar, NMLS, Nationwide Mortgage Licensing System. So I'm going to refer to NMLS also. So as you know, in prior presentations from the department, we've included information on the new MLO endorsement process. Now we're facing our first renewal period. Endorsements are issued annually, unlike a 4-year real estate license. They expire on December 31st of each year. Every license expired, every endorsement expires on December 31st. The current renewal requirements for an endorsement are to file a renewal request electronically through the NMLS system, pay the appropriate renewal fees on the system, and you have to complete 8 hours of continuing education. Let me talk about the continuing education. It must be taken through a course provider approved through the NMLS system. Since it can take as long as 7 days for a course provider to report the information to the NMLS system, they do this electronically. Even though a student gets a certificate, the school is responsible for reporting your completion to the NMLS system. It can take them as long as 7 days to report this, so you're encouraged not to wait until the final days to finish the continuing education. You want me to take questions at the end? Can you? Okay. The flow, I got the flow going. See, this is what happens.
I'm sorry.
Okay, for real estate licensees, you cannot use your real estate continuing education to satisfy this endorsement continuing education. But you should know there are some providers that have received approval from both NMLS and DRE. You have to verify that if you're looking for an 8-hour renewal class for your endorsement. There are some out there that are approved for both. Failing to renew an endorsement by January 1st is going to cause your approved status to be changed to terminated, failed to renew. And this means that the licensee must cease performing all activities requiring that endorsement. NMLS does allow for a renewal to be submitted during a reinstatement period. It's kind of like our 2-year grace period. They don't charge late fees for this. It runs through January 1st through the end of February. But you should be cautioned if you do not renew by the end of February, the endorsement gets changed to terminated, expired. You have to file a new application. You have to authorize a new credit report, submit new fingerprint fees, complete late continuing education, and all of the appropriate fees to NMLS and DRE. So bottom line is, get it done now. I believe the renewal submission period starts November 1st is when they'll start being accepted through the NMLS system. Now, additional information on this endorsement process is on our website, dre.ca.gov. There's also a link on there that goes to the NMLS website. So if you can't find your answers on there, you can certainly call us. NMLS also has a call center. We will get the answer resolved. Okay, new legislation. Late in the night on Sunday, October 9th, Governor Brown signed into law 4 bills, in addition to many, many others, but 4 that directly impact the Department of Real Estate and many of our licensees. So SB 53, this is a bill that makes several changes to California real estate law intended to give the department more enforcement tools to combat mortgage fraud and other real estate misconduct. The key provision in SB 53 include citation and fine authority, up to $2,500 for licensees and unlicensed persons who have found in violation of the real estate law. It allows the department to go to Superior Court directly to enforce our administrative subpoenas. When we serve a subpoena on a broker and they are failing to comply with it, we can go directly to Superior Court to have it enforced. This is a big one. SB 53 requires any broker who engages in escrow activities to file a report with the department documenting the number of escrows and the dollar volume. If those brokers fail to file the report, they could be assessed penalties. It allows the department to delay the renewal without a hearing of a licensee who has violated the real estate law. It allows the department to receive driver's license photographs from the Department of Motor Vehicles when requested. And those come into play when we are catching individuals attempting to cheat on the real estate exam, when we're serving subpoenas on investigations. We need the photo identification of who we're serving a subpoena on, and this allows DMV to give us the driver's license photos. Okay, SB 706. Key provisions in this bill. It allows the department to recover the costs associated with an investigation and enforcement action from a licensee. It allows the department to charge a licensee who's been issued a restricted license a fee for the costs associated with monitoring that restricted license. It allows the department to recover costs for processing the petition of a restricted or revoked licensee who is requesting to have those restrictions removed or the license reinstated. Currently, anyone can file a petition. It's free. The department goes through an entire background check. So this is going to recover some of those costs that go with that process. SB 706 allows the department to suspend a real estate license or a mortgage loan originator endorsement who's been incarcerated after a felony conviction, regardless of an appeal. Again, that's after they have been convicted. It requires that a licensee report to the department when they have been indicted, charged with a felony, convicted of a crime, or had a license disciplined by another licensing agency. Failure to report this can cause disciplinary action. Lastly, it allows the department to enter into a settlement agreement with the licensee or an applicant for a license without having to file an accusation or a statement of issues first. Two more. SB 510. The key provisions of this include, this one's kind of a tongue twister, so bear with me. It authorizes an employing broker or the designated officer of a corporation to appoint a licensee as a manager of a branch or division of the employing broker or the corporation's real estate business. They can delegate to that manager responsibilities to oversee and supervise operations and license activities. Whenever that branch manager appointment is terminated or changes, you're to notify the department of this. It should be noted that it does not diminish the responsibilities of the broker themselves or the designated officer of the corporation. This bill doesn't come into effect until July 1st of 2012. And lastly, AB 1424. This bill requires the State Board of Equalization and the Franchise Tax Board to publish a list of the 500 largest tax delinquencies in excess of $100,000. So two things. It requires those agencies to report that information as public. Then it requires other agencies, including Department of Real Estate, to revoke, suspend, or refuse to issue a license to anyone's name who's found on that top 500 list. Bottom line is, pay your taxes, you're not going to get a license. And it's giving that authority now. Okay. Now, these are a lot of bills. I've highlighted, one bill is about this thick, so I gave a very high overview. All of the bills that I've described, they're on, the website is leginfo, leginfo.ca.gov. And if you need that address again, you could just come see me afterwards. Okay, in closing, I'm going to address two things. I do not know who the new commissioner is. Don't ask me. I don't know. None of us know. Dion doesn't know. So we're all waiting in excitement, but we just don't know. Second, we are coming to the end of our current exam study. It should not alarm students. You should know we change our exam questions on a continual basis. So I'm trying to just get out there to, the community college does a great job on this, to the private schools that are doing the instruction of courses, teach the content, teach the concepts, don't teach the questions. If you know the content and the concept, you're gonna get the questions, bottom line. So at this time, thank you, Carol, very much for having the Department of Real Estate here. Anyone has any additional questions, I can take them now if they're very...
Why are the students that have taken the 3 mandatory courses through the community colleges have got over 150 hours of education, why do they still have to turn around then and take an additional 20 hours through a online course or a correspondence course in order to get that mortgage loan originator endorsement?
Well, the 20 hours is actually a federal mandate. So even though you've completed on the license side to get the real estate license, federal legislation came in and said, in addition to get this mortgage loan endorsement, you have to have 20 additional hours in a specific area. Now, if you recall, Jeff Davey, when he was commissioner, he did grandfather in. There was a time period where people could apply that your previous education that you took to get the license would qualify for this. That has ended.
Right.
So this point forward, anyone who's trying to come in new also has to take that 20 hours of education that is approved through the NMLS. These are NMLS approved providers, and submit the education to the NMLS system. We just verify that they've submitted it on there.
Right, but what I'm saying is the content in this 20 hours of mandated pre-license is identical with what we give them in the 3 courses they take at a community college.
All I can say is federal legislation requires it. And California passed a bill that allows us to, or requires us to go by the federal legislation. Anyone else? All right. I'll be here all day if you have additional questions.
How did you come up with the Las Palmas location for the testing center relative to LA?
You have to
She can
repeat it.
repeat the question.
No, I did too. It's on TV.
All right. How did you come up with the Las Palmas location as a testing center for,
La Palma?
or whatever it is, yeah?
Anything
Never heard
done
of it.
in state government goes through the Department of General Services. And we
So
give
that's
them
the cheapest rent,
criteria.
is that the idea?
We gave them criteria that we were looking for in an exam site. We could not remodel our current exam site in the Los Angeles district office as a state building. It was on the chopping block. It has other issues with it, and this is a huge electronic infrastructure that has to come in and change to handle 96 computers and a server and you name it. So when we give all of that criteria to Department of General Services, they go out and do the surveying of different offices for us, and that was the one through negotiations that came out.
But do they factor in where the students are coming from to take the exams?
We tried to get it as close to the current Los Angeles district office for the purposes of our own staff being able to go over and handle any situation that might come up. But since we had an existing Los Angeles area, we just tried to keep it as close to that as possible. If you consider Sacramento, people from as far almost to the Oregon border have to come down to Sacramento, so we can't meet all. But this is a great place to come and get your results instantly, and free parking. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the Department of Real Estate Bulletin used to publish the license revokes and suspensions.
Yes, it did.
And I show those in my classes. It's a wonderful detriment to first day
It
of
is.
licensing, along with the Code of Ethics. And it's no longer in the bulletin where I can pull it up easily on the
It's on
site.
our website now
Where on the website?
because we update it monthly. If you want to meet with me afterwards, I'm going to get on my phone and find it specifically, but it is posted monthly, where the bulletin was only quarterly.
Quarterly.
So you can find it every single month, and it's broken down into the types of disciplinary action. Was it an audit? Is it a applicant who was denied a license? So if you want to come see me afterwards, I'll give you the specific area. Oh, there's another couple back there.
My question has to do with property management. Is there any reporting that needs to be done on a trust account regarding property management trust account?
Well, nothing that specifically is coming to the department, different than, say, a threshold broker. I don't believe there's any current law that's requiring that you report the property management activities. Obviously, there's lots of information on our website about trust account violations. You're doing property management, you have to know how to handle your trust accounts. Auditors, they see so many issues with trust account violations. We have a publication that says the most common trust account violations found in audits, and that is in the publications tab on our website. But I don't believe there is anything currently that requires that you report property management activities. No.
Thank you.
There is a rumor that you're going to eliminate math questions from the DRE exam. Is there any truth to that?
It's a rumor.
Yeah.
It's a rumor.
Well, it came from my publisher, so there's no plans to doing that as far as
It's
you
a
know.
rumor. If you look at the law, it actually says math computations are in there, along with a basic understanding of English. So we don't give the exam in any other language. Basic English and math is required, and it actually says that in statute. So.
Okay, thank you.
Live and in person. We have one more question.
Yeah, I just thought of something. English. The purchase agreement from CAR, which is the state standard, so to speak, is written in Spanish, Chinese, and whatever. As a practicing broker, when I receive an offer in Spanish, I can't read it.
There is
And I require them to rewrite it in English so I can communicate to my client. Is there a rule for that?
There actually is a law that says if you are negotiating, there's 4 or 5 languages. If you're negotiating with that client in that language, you must present them with documents that are in that language.
I
So
understand
if
that,
you
but
need,
the other side, you can't read it. We don't know what it says.
do you want to?
We cannot, I'm sorry. Legally, we cannot transact a purchase agreement in any other language other than English due to the fact that if it has to go to court, it's not up to the courts to interpret it.
Right, but they also have the right to have it in their language.
We actually, CAR has forms that you can purchase or explanations of the contracts, and they have them in the 5 languages. I think it's the same languages that the Department of Real Estate gives the driver's license is given in. I think we use the same 5 languages.
It's 5.
Yeah,
it's
there's
4 or 5
5
standard
yeah,
languages.
there's standard languages that there are explanations for the purchase agreement and other forms that we use, but we have to use the ones in English. You just counter back. You know, it has to be, all you have to do is counter back and say, you know, must use CAR, you know, RPACA. That's all. So, but we can't use those in order to go to court or anything.
See if you can figure that out for us. For the first time joining us, we have a new representative from the California Association of Realtors. For many years, Carmen Herciog has been our liaison with CAR, and we have a new person, Adriana Guerrero, who is the Diversity and Community Outreach Manager for the California Association of Realtors. Please join me in welcoming her to the Real Estate Education Center.
Thank you, Carolyn, to the Education Center for having me here today. So just to address that question a little, the purchase agreement is translated in several languages, just to be used as a reference, not to actually transact the transaction. So, yeah. Okay, so as Carol mentioned, my name is Adriana Guerrero, and I recently took over my colleague's role, Carmen Herciag. So my title recently changed to Membership Development and Community Relations. So I'm going to briefly go over some of our member benefits and where you can find them, but I'm actually going to cover 2 of the scholarships that we offer. So first, I want to show you our Your Membership Your Way booklet, which are at the registration table. And it has a pull-out section. And here in the pull-out section, you will find over 145 member benefits that we offer. And it's a pull-out section. So this is at a glance. If you ever need to reference anything that we offer at CAR, please feel free to pull it out and use this. Let's see, and then I also brought with me CAR Quarterly, and this gives the latest updates on what's going on at CAR, and it's updated quarterly, which is also at the registration desk. Then we have our top 10 member benefits, and it's also at the registration desk. So please feel free to grab the materials on your way out. And next, I'm going to talk about our Scholarship Foundation. The purpose of that is to provide scholarships to help students whose intelligence, qualities of leadership, and health make them assets worth developing for the future good of the state, and also to encourage people going into the real estate business to obtain a quality real estate education. The CAR Scholarship Foundation was established in 1948. The CAR Scholarship Foundation awards scholarships 3 times a year, in the winter, spring, and fall, to each student enrolled at colleges, at California colleges or universities of professions which are centered on or support a career in real estate transactional activities such as real estate brokerage, finance, management, development, appraisal, real estate planning, real estate law, and other fields of study that trustees believe worthy of consideration. Awards by the CAR Scholarship Foundation are up to $4,000 for 4-year colleges and universities, $2,000 awarded to students for 2-year colleges. The application deadline for the next round is December 16th, and I have also brought the applications with me, which you can also find at the registration desk. So please feel free to pick one up and give to your students. Next, we have our Education Foundation, which was established in 2005 with the purpose of providing real estate education and related scholarships, awards, grants to the California real estate students and California realtors. The grant may be up to $1,000 per year and may vary depending on the number of applicants and budget maximums every year. And those are awarded 3 times per year as well, which is during our winter, spring, and fall meetings. And the contact person for that is Lynette Flores. So if you have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and say her number. You can reach her at 213-739-8243. And you can contact her any questions related to either of the 2 programs that we offer at CAR. And again, I brought some brochures, I brought the application, and I brought some materials for you to reference. And if there aren't any other questions, thank you again for your time, and it's been a pleasure being here for the first time.
Do we have any questions regarding CAR and membership benefits, or, of course, how most of the people who are members of CAR just happen to have been educated by you, the community college real estate educator? So we have a very close, tight bond with CAR because we're the source of their membership, right? So questions?
Yeah.
Please, there's a microphone.
Can you be a student to be a member of CAR, or do you have to be a licensed?
No, you do have to be licensed, but we do have a student affiliate program, and I'd have to get more information on that. But you would basically have very limited access to our CAR website. It is password protected, but I could give you more information after my business card, and we can stay in contact. All right. And I just wanted to say hello to my friend Butch Grimes in the audience. He's a big supporter of CAR. All right. If there are additional questions, I'll be here the rest of the day as well.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Oh, thank you, Carol.
We very much appreciate it. Thank you. Wonderful. And to that end, as she mentions, the California Community College Real Estate Endowment has both the benefit of direction from the Chancellor's office, but it also has the benefit of an advisory committee that supervises and directs the activities of the Real Estate Education Center, and of course, yours truly, the director. To that end, we have several of the Endowment Advisory Board members here today. If I may, I'd like to ask them to stand and be acknowledged for their contribution to real estate education. Butch Grimes, please. Walt Huber. Shelley Hawkins. Indeed. So 3 of our 13-member board are here today. Thank you for your contribution and your good advice to keep the center on track. To that end, speaking of center and on track and jobs, 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 I want to point out that the Real Estate Education Center has one more opportunity for you to teach classes in the real estate program. The Real Estate Center is back in the community education business again. Yay! We're offering to you, that is, every community college in California may, under the direction or as a doing business as, the Real Estate Center doing business as every community college in California may offer a 45-hour continuing education second-time renewal course. Essentially, it's 2 courses. One is an 8-hour, the other is 37 hours. This course is provided to all community colleges absolutely free. No individual applications to the DRE, no $2,500 or $5,000 application fees. The Real Estate Education Center has taken care of this. This CE program is available to you free. Your community education departments can charge whatever you think you need to charge for a CE class. It is a live class intended for you to bring back your pre-licensed alumni back to the community college where they got their excellent education to begin with. And to this end, your community education department can charge what they wish. You can charge for the program as you wish. No additional charge to you. Indeed, the students need to pay a materials fee. They do need to buy the book. They need to buy the book at a very modest charge. You, of course, being fully vetted real estate educators in your community college, are eminently qualified to teach these CE courses. So, seriously, if you are looking at a reduction in real estate classes in your regular academic program, and you're looking to expand and bring home to the community college your pre-licensed alumni, here is your great opportunity. Go to the community education department and offer a 45-hour live course. You can have this course at your local Association of Realtors board office. You can have it at your college. You can have it perhaps in a quiet banquet room someplace. This is an opportunity to offer a live program with good, solid education for your every 4-year renewal. This is not online, it is not distance learning, and it in no way competes with the private school programs. Our niche and where we compete is we really educate, not only at the pre-license level, but we educate throughout our graduates' career in real estate. So if you're looking for another class to offer and the price is right, community education may be your way. And of course, don't forget, financial literacy is a great program for you also to offer, perhaps as a 1-unit special real estate topic in your academic program, or once more, through community ed. So there's wonderful opportunities for community colleges that may find a restriction or a diminishment of their course offerings to expand their world through community ed and offer these excellent courses and employment opportunities for you through the next year. So indeed, contact me at the Real Estate Education Center. I will happily email this stuff out to you, and you are dangerous. All the records are kept at the Real Estate Education Center. All you have to do is teach. We'll take care of all the administrative, bookkeeping, record keeping, and record retention for you. So if you can keep attendance and you can educate well, we got a job for you.